Hello, everybody. I'm here today with Westford Academy Principal, Mr. Daniel Twomey, and we're going to talk about a couple of things that's coming up. First and foremost, I want to remind everybody, people have heard this in other information and communications that we've had, but remind everybody that annual town meeting is March 23rd. It will be taking place here at Westford Academy starting at 9 o'clock in the morning. We're making sure that there's going to be plenty of access to parking, plenty of access inside. I know our partners at Town Hall have done a lot of work to make sure that they've made adjustments to the town meeting this year to make sure that it's easy for people to get in and register, and then access to the voting and all of the different discussions that will take place at that time. So just we hope to see people here at 9 o'clock Saturday morning, March 23rd. Another thing that we're excited about is next week is Neurodiversity Celebration Week. It's a national celebration week. We first started participating in it last year, and we're really excited to do it again this year. Mr. Twomey, one of the things that I kind of wanted to talk about is the different things that our buildings have been doing. And so one of the things that we see right when we walk into the building are these posters. Can you talk about that?
Sure. Last year, as really the first week that we actively participated in it, one of our main causes was to bring attention to the week and just a general understanding. I mean, the posters throughout the building, which we decided to keep in place in all those, and I think this year what we're going to do is elaborate on those, add some different ones, put them in more high-profile locations. It was really just a great campaign for the students to see these celebrities or famous people or politicians and just well-known people that have different disabilities and how they've overcome them and been very successful.
I think that is one of the things that visualizing neurodiversity, I think, has been super helpful in making people to understand that, wow, there's a wide range of folks who fall into different categories, right? And have, had their different experiences themselves. And we start to normalize that so that people are understanding that part of this conversation is that everybody thinks differently, which I think is a super important aspect to the celebration. And it is something, like you said, you kept the posters up all year. We've seen the same thing at the middle schools and the elementary schools, different things that they might have already been doing or started during last year's celebration. They've continued through. So this year, different activities, the age-appropriate activities and announcements and things that the schools are doing, I think it's a great way for us to just be in communication with each other, and as we celebrate folks within our community. I think that's fantastic. While I have you with me, Mr. Twomey, I'm curious as to maybe something that our viewers wouldn't know about you. Anything that you'd be like, okay, let's see, if the Westford community, if they were to get to know Principal Twomey a little bit better, maybe something that the average person might not know, that you'd be willing to share. What's the first thing that comes to mind?
I have 7 brothers and sisters.
Where do you fall in that line?
I am number 4 in the lineup.
All right.
Yeah, 3 older brothers and 2 sisters and 2 younger brothers. So we are quite a huge family these days, with lots of nieces and nephews spread all across Massachusetts.
Well, that's that, and you grew up close by here, and so I see the Twomey name a number of times, and so chances are you might be related to folks.
There's a good chance. Groton. Grew up in Groton. All my brothers and sisters went through the public schools in Groton, and played a lot of different sports and activities growing up. So the tentacles of the Twomeys are throughout Massachusetts these days.
All right, so now we know how difficult being the high school principal can be, right? And the time demands, as the buses are rolling in right now, the time demands that exist with that. What's something that you and your family do for fun when you are not here at Westford Academy?
Sure. We participate in youth sports. My kids are actively involved in all those. Both my wife and I, Lannon, we coach our kids in those particular sports, and that's a big part of my outside life. I still make it a priority to volunteer and coach. I feel like that's a good thing for me. Keeps me connected with not only my children, but just in young people in general, where it's almost like my classroom every day as well. where I get to try new things and fail at new things. And as my kids get older and develop into, I'll have a high schooler next year. It goes by quickly. It's good for me as an educator. It really is. And it's something that both my wife and I enjoy doing.
Well, that's fantastic. We actually have a field trip returning to Westford Academy right now. So I just want to thank everybody for watching today, and enjoy hopefully a lovely, lovely spring ahead of us.